Hi everybody. Okay, so it's Rose again, and I am back to talk about rock painting again. So this video is going to be about backgrounds. So you don't have to do a background on your rocks if you don't want to. A lot of times if I have a really nice looking rock, I will just use the rock. I like the way this one looks. This one is one that's more porous, and so I had to paint it over with the sealer first so that the paint marker would stick a little bit better and not just get so absorbed into the rock. So you don't have to do a background, but if you want to, I am going to show you how. I hope I'm getting this all in the video. So I'm going to put it down so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so I learned this in one of my rock groups, and basically it's super easy. It's just squirting paint onto a rock. So you can do, the ones that I saw had a lot of different colors, and you can do that if you want. But what I have discovered is that if you mix too many colors, you end up with kind of a bit of a brown mud. And so that doesn't appeal to me. So I try to keep them on the same spectrum. So right now I'm going to do some purples. Those are really close. I didn't realize they were that close. But sometimes it does look nice if they're close as well. Both of those were, let's see, this one, I didn't talk about this when I was talking about paints. This is a color shift paint. I don't know where the camera is. I have no idea. Anyway, it's color shifting. It's also from Walmart. And you can see the color will change a little bit when the light hits it. This is just plain old 50-cent Walmart paint. So I'm just going to squeeze a drop here and there. And I'm going to keep it to, I think, blues and purples for right now and see how that goes. When the stream of paint is coming out, I kind of just drag it along and let it go where it wants to. So that one, whoops, oops. All right, so I've got my paint on my rock. So it's just blobbed on there any kind of way. And then I use a piece of saran wrap. I'm reusing this saran wrap because there's no sense in throwing it away when it just has that little bit of paint on it. That's from yesterday, so I'm going to use the other side of it today, because what will eventually happen is that paint will start to come off, and the plastic starts to kind of it starts to fall apart. So I'm just tapping the paint. Probably for the tutorial I should not have used a used piece because you can't really see what I'm doing. So for the next time I'll use a clear one. And so I'm kind of just checking on it to see what it looks like, and where it's not covered, I'm just putting it down again. So I hope you can see that. I hope that's all showing. But anyway, that's the background. So I'm going to set that one to dry somewhere on my drying rack over here. And then I still have all this paint on this saran wrap and my fingers. So I'm going to take another rock and I'm going to put it on my bag of rice here. And I'm going to press down the saran wrap again. And just like that, I have another background. This one, I like it the way the rock color shows through a little bit in some places. So that's kind of a cool one. And I should have enough to do one more. There's something on that one. So I missed. Whoops. And I'll just kind of squish it around. Try to make sure that it gets all on there and use up all the paint that I can in making my background. All right, so there I have this gorgeous background. Oh look, there's a little heart in there. That's so cute. All right, so I'm going to set that one to dry. And I'm going to leave that up there. Here are some other ones that I have done. So here's one with all the blues. That is just, gosh, that's so pretty. So that one is all blue. I'm going to flip over my bag because I had some wet paint on there and I didn't want to get it on my rock. So I'm going to actually just do this one with a brush of the Dragonfly glaze. This one is a color changing top coat and it goes from violet to blue to green. So I'm going to squirt it out here on my palette that is just a paper plate. And all I'm going to do is paint directly over the top of what I already have painted here. It shouldn't change the color too terribly much. And you won't be able to see a lot of color in this one until you're in the light. So when I hide this guy outside, it'll be really super sparkly and colorful out in the sun. So that's another thing you can do after you have your background painted. So next I'm going to take, I believe, this yellow one, and I think it's this color with it. No, maybe not. Here it is. This is another color shift. It says Aqua Flash. So I'm going to squirt some of that on my palette. Not a whole lot because I really don't need a whole lot. And then I'm going to use some bubble wrap. And now the bubble wrap, you can't squish it right onto the rock. You can't squirt the paint right onto the rock when you're doing the bubble wrap because it just ends up a big ugly blob. So what you have to do is you need to paint. Whoa, yikes, I made a mistake. That happens sometimes in rock painting. And you just go with it. So I'm painting directly on the bubble wrap, and then I am going to lay it on the rock. And try to take it up as gently as I can. That did not have the intended effect. It did not come out as dark as I wanted. Sometimes it's like that. Maybe I didn't use enough paint. Not sure what happened there. But anyway, sometimes it happens like that. And it'll be fine because I'll just add another color or add, you know what, I am going to add another color. I'm going to do a darker one. So let's try this guy and see how this one works. I'm going to use a little bit more paint, learning from my mistake right there. And I'm going to see how this one goes. I'm trying not to use too much paint because then it just looks like real blobby. It's not cute. It doesn't come out in the circles. And the reason for using the bubble wrap is to get those little circles. There we go. So that one turned out cute. And the other side will be, whatever. That'll be how it is. Okay, so I might want to try some of this blue on this red. Let's see how that looks. And sometimes I do the whole thing. I suppose I could. Let's try it and see what it looks like. I don't know if I'll like it or not. But we never know till we try. Yeah, I don't like it. But it'll be fine. Because I'll add some glitter and some words, and ultimately it'll be fine. So we are going to stop with that. With that, and go on to. I'm going to show you some of the other ones. So this one it's a green, all the shades of green at the back, and then yellow over the top. This one kind of looks like fire to me. So I haven't decided what I want to put on top of that one, if I want to do a bubble wrap. but each one is a little bit different. This one I like a lot. It's kind of like fire, but it's got that teal color. That's a really nice, that's actually what I was shooting for with this yellow one, and sometimes you hit it out of the park, and sometimes it's a swing and a miss. So I'm going to show you let's see, we'll do another blend. We'll do green and blues, I think. Do a little bit of that and see how that comes out. Oh, I know, I'll do it with a clear saran wrap so you can see what actually happens under there. Whoops, that was too much. And we'll throw in some color shifting. That's always fun. Those are really fun paints to work with, and they're great for backgrounds. And they just look really cool. Here's another color shift. I haven't tried this one yet. This one is green flash. So we'll see how that one turns out. That's pretty. Whoa. All right. So now I'm going to take, this is my clear saran wrap. And I cut off a piece of saran wrap out of the box, and then I cut that in half so that I have a more usable size piece. So I just put it right over the top and then just squish it around. So you can pat it, or you can kind of push it. That makes it look a little more marbled, I think. So however you want to try it. It's kind of fun, actually. It's pretty relaxing to do this, which is why I love it so much. So some of that is not cooperating, so I can just pull the whole thing and see how that goes, and voila. I don't know what I was expecting, but that's what came out. So anyway, I'll set that one to dry. And again, I can use this for another rock, at least one more, and usually two. So I'll just see how that goes. And here's the thing about these backgrounds. If I don't like how it turns out, I can paint over the whole thing and start over. That looks really cool. If you could see it, I don't know if you can really see it in the video, but that color shifting paint has a real shine to it. So that one's really nice. And then when I want to write on them, I can either write directly over that, or I can paint a swath of white, kind of just like a little background, so that there's a place for my words. So I can just go, right, let's see, I'm going to do this one kind of swervy, I think. And then I can make the words fit in there. And you don't have to do this. I've done it both ways, where I've either covered up the background some just to put the words on, or just painted the words directly on. So it's basically personal preference, and you kind of do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever is most visually pleasing to you and what you like the most, like what's fun to do. I really like the process of painting rocks. So sometimes, even if it doesn't turn out beautifully, it's fun to do. It's definitely way more fun to paint with the paintbrushes than it is with the paint pens. I just don't have the control with a paintbrush that I do with the pen. So sometimes it's just fun to experiment with the backgrounds. So we'll see how that one turns out. And if all else fails, I throw some flowers over it and everything comes out fine. So then let's see, some of these, this one, I wanted to throw some glitter on this one. So I've got some yellow glitter here, and we're going to see how that looks. I've got a little bit of yellow. This is the extreme glitter. if you don't store them upside down, sometimes it takes a while for the paint to come out. So these are Extreme Glitter. Those are also available at Walmart or Amazon. I saw them on Amazon as well. Here's the green. It's the light green. Peridot. It's my birthstone. So let me paint the peridot around where the green is. And I am not being precise. I am just kind of eyeballing it here. And all I want is sparkles. That's just basically what I like the most. And the color, they're pretty translucent, so you won't really see a lot of the color. And then, let's see, where do I want to go with this one? I can go over some of this. Throw a little green on there. A little green never hurt anybody. And then I'm cleaning my brush, and I don't see my, usually have a paper towel handy, but I've got so much junk on this table. I was trying to have everything at my fingertips for the video, so it makes for a very messy workspace. So there is the glitter, and then when it dries, you'll be able to see a little bit more of the background than you can now. Oh, I didn't show how it looks. It looks equally as cool on the darker back. I'm trying to decide how I want that rock to sit. He's gonna sit like that. All right, so I'm gonna do purple and pink, and then you can see how this one works on the darker rock. Some pink over there and some purple here. This one is going to look, it looks like it's going to come out a little too dark, so I'm going to need to add a bit of maybe white or a really light pink. I'm going to go white. And that kind of just helps to mix up the color some. And I don't have a handy piece, so I just tear off a piece about yay big, and then I put it under here while I cut it. And voila. So here I've got the paint. I see there's a little paint I dripped there. And I'm going to put it on there. I hope you can see all this. I hope I'm not wasting my time. And squish it around. Make sure the white gets mixed in there. And it's beautiful. And then here's another dark rock. And I will just do the second print from the same paint. Touch where I missed. And it's finished. Looks kind of like an Easter egg. And you can do this as long as your paint holds out. You can just keep doing it. And squish it around however you like. That one looks nice. This rock is a more porous one, and you can see how quickly it absorbed the paint. So, all right, that's it for backgrounds. Thanks for listening. I hope it all got on video.